Hello everyone, this is Dan Gramza and welcome to dangramza.com Market Studies for Monday, August 18th. Well, what we can see here in the S&P is a market that didn't respond dramatically to some of the fundamentals that came out on Friday that we talked about in the advanced video, but what we did see is a market positioning itself, waiting for an outcome of the summit or the meeting that's happening in Alaska between Russia and the United States. And the outcome, as Trump has said, he's looking for this to be the first meeting of at least two, because Zelensky needs to be in that meeting. The structure that we have here first, if you're not familiar with these are daily charts. We're looking at a swing trade concept. The dash line means it's a buy. In this case, because it's green, and it tells us that it's something that happened previously. And the red line is a sell level. The green line solid is an active buy level. So, well, with this one, just to give you an idea of the dollar magnitude that you're seeing, that's $6,750 a contract. This structure is neutral. It implies a sideways move and it has a bullish bias. But you know, everybody's waiting to see what's going to be happening in Alaska. And when you look at the NASDAQ market, we had a few different movements there in that market. The first one here, the dollar difference, this buy to sell level is $10,040 a contract, and from this buy level to that sell level, $2,880 a contract. This is also neutral with the bullish bias. Let's see about the other indices. Over in the Dow, what we see there is a market with the dollar difference here, $395 a contract. This is also a neutral zone trade. Now, what's interesting about this, we're talking about futures. That means they're closed. All markets are closed right now. But they open up first on Sunday night, 5 o'clock Chicago time. So then the market will be able to react and respond to whatever the outcome of the meeting in Alaska. But this is a neutral zone trade, and it does have a bullish bias. Oh, I should tell you that the dollar difference there, buy to sell level, is $2,395 a contract. I mention these levels because a lot of people may not be familiar with these futures markets and what this magnitude of change means. Like in the Russell, dollar difference, that buy to sell level is $6,150 a contract. Again, it's a neutral zone trade with the bullish bias. If we look at what's happening in the currencies, check out the euro. Let me pull that down so you can see the whole thing here. There we go. And what you're looking at there, buy to sell level in that market, that first one is, I want to make sure I give you the right number here. It is $1,700 a contract. The difference between the red and green lines here is $125 a contract, and it implies further movement to the upside. That means a weaker dollar on Monday. The Swissies in a very similar situation. It's a neutral zone trade, bullish bias. It's behaving like these stock indices in that market. $225 is the dollar difference in those dashed lines that you see there. In Japanese yen, it's also a market that wants to go higher, but it has what I call consistency of behavior, as we talked about in the advanced video. This market is struggling to go higher. It wants to, but the paper support, the volume, and consistency just isn't there. If we look at what's happening in the Aussie dollar, a dollar difference here in that market is $180 a contract. That's this difference. And the dash line difference in that market, $270 a contract. This also implies further movement to the upside, and so does the British pound. Dollar difference here between the dash lines in that market is $743.75, and this this difference is $400 a contract. It also has a bullish bias. How about that? Well, how about our friends in Canada? False sense of security is the structure. It implies an up move for Sunday. If we look at Bitcoin, it's also a market that's struggling here, very similar to the Canadian dollar. So be cautious here if you're on the short side. Dollar difference, the buy here to that sell level, again, just to give you a reference, $19,258 a contract. When we look at the 10-year notes, this dollar difference in the dash lines that you see there is $187.50, and that's got a potential for an equal and opposite. Be careful on the short side. Same thing here for bonds. Be careful on the short side. This has got the possibility of an equal and opposite as well. $406.25 is the dollar difference there in the dash lines. Now in gold. Gold's really calmed down a bit. The bias is for further movement to the downside. Dollar difference, sell to buy level in that market, $5,900 a contract. But this weekend's results of that meeting could have a different impact here in that market. Silver, dollar difference here, $4,350 a contract, and it also has a neutral zone trade. It implies a sideways move. Over here in copper, it's a neutral zone trade. It's a very non-directional type structure. I look for that to continue. Dollar difference, the dash line to the red line is $500 a contract. If you look at crude oil, now this could really go either way depending on the results of the meeting. Right now, it's neutral. It really implies a sideways move, and we have a lot of crude oil out there. Same thing holds true for nat gas. This is a market that firmed up on Friday. I don't look for big follow through in that market. Dollar difference here, $1,300 a contract. Soybeans. This could be rallying depending on the result of that meeting. The dollar difference down here, $200 a contract, and this is a market that wants to go higher. Our yields are down a bit. Some sales have increased. There are some positive things for that market. Corn traded above its buy level, dollar difference, $200 a contract, and I do look for follow through to the upside, and the same thing holds true in wheat. However, globally, we have a lot of wheat out there. I don't see a fundamental reason for a strong rally in this market. Dollar difference there is $100 a contract. Well, those are my thoughts for today. Thank you for joining me. Look forward to being with you again, and as always, take care.